Greetings, gentle viewers and listeners, and welcome to my birthday stream. Yes, in fact, this weekend is my birthday weekend, and to celebrate, I'm taking it down a notch. We're going to play a little bit of Professor Layton and the Curious Village. I played it once before, last year, and I thought it might be nice to come back to that gentle place of Saint Mystere once again. In fact, whether or not it's with Professor Layton, I may spend the rest of the month of March doing some more puzzle-oriented games. So please let me know in the chat or in the comments what you think of the idea and what you might like to see in the future. I also thought that I might take a slightly different approach than I have on occasions past. I'm going to do a little bit of a state of the channel in place of our usual classic cartoon. So, first of all, yes, I know that a lot of you have been anxiously awaiting for the return of the Night Owl streams, where, late at night, Isaac and I would be trading quips and hanging out, while I, or perhaps both of us, played video games. We are still going to do that. We've just had some real-life events and some financial issues come up that have been getting in the way, and when we do it, we want to make sure that we do it right. So it is still in the works, and there will be an announcement on the channel community and on the medias of social when the time comes. In fact, I will let you in on a little secret. When we start the Night Owl streams again, let's just say that, although our streams may be starting at 1 in the morning, the channel our next game will be concerned about starts at midnight. A midnight channel, as it were. But it hasn't all been struggle. Before we had the aforementioned real-life shenaniganery that had all of us contemplating setting ourselves on fire, or, in our more lucid moments, setting someone else on fire, we had the opportunity to invest a little more in hardware and software, including a better microphone setup and a better computer for streaming, which in turn allowed us to finally do Elden Ring on Coyote streams. I am still not past that. That was such a victory. We've also been able to do more during our Bat months, and come to think of it, this coming April will be the next Bat month, so we'll be getting back to Gotham City and the challenge of Firebug, renamed Firefly in recent decades, come April. We have a variety of other irons in the fire, and we're going to be continuing to get to them as soon as we know that we can get them done right. Future projects include a reaction video that I'll be doing with a friend of the channel on the Hobbit movies, in which we disagree on almost everything. Spoilers, she liked them. A reaction video that I will be doing solo regarding the infamous and divisive Killing Joke, both the comic book and the movie. And the long-awaited return of the Coyote Learns series, featuring that most non-infamous and non-divisive video game, Undertale. I do intend to do some more reading for the channel, including my personal favorite Oz book, The Road to Oz, in which we are introduced to Polychrome, the Rainbow's daughter, and the Shaggy Man, possessor of the mystical love magnet. I do also intend to do more performances for the Storytime video series, but I'm not sure when that will take place. In the meantime, if you haven't checked those videos out already, please allow me to recommend them to you highly. And finally, I'd like to take this opportunity to sincerely thank all of you, my gentle viewers and listeners, for, well, frankly, everything. Recently, YouTube changed some code which had it so a lot of your views weren't registering properly due to incompatibility with third-person software. And when that information was presented to me and I shared it with you, suddenly my views leaped up again into more reasonable numbers. But that's just one small example. You guys have been there with us through thick and thin, through storm and hail and sleet and oobleck, And as we have continued working to turn this channel into a going concern, someday, in the grand, infinite wasteland that is time, in that vast ocean that is the currents of time, this channel is going to be large enough that I'll be able to do fundraisers for charities, and together we'll be able to really make a beneficial difference in people's lives. And when that time happens, it will all be because of you. Because, as I've said before, and it bears repeating time and time again, I may not have a lot of viewers and listeners, but I have the right viewers and listeners. You people are awesome, and I thank you. And in the meantime, for all that occasionally we do dive into some heavier stuff, if I can entertain you, make you smile, and make your day a little better, then mission accomplished. And if I can help you laugh, then I call that a good day indeed. And on that note, I have my fluffy bathrobe. I have my nice popping? Yes, my popping hot mug. My piping hot mug of tea. And I have my magnifying glass and top hat at the ready. So, without further ado, let us return now to Professor Layton and his mission in the curious village of Saint Mystere. Pardon me. All right. So, let me don my appropriate rose-colored glasses, the better to protect my little black button eyes, and the popping hot cups of tea. Yes, indeed. All right. And I have a cursor here somewhere. There it is. Continue.
I need to barge in real quick.
Yay!
It got loud. I gotta turn that down.
Alrighty. Down with loud music. Oh, and by the way, while I still think of it, our not-for-profit today is Doctors Without Borders. Doctors Without Borders.
Bro, I'm brain dead today. Sorry about that. Hold up.
No worries. Should I do the charity shout out over again?
Yeah, you probably should have been thinking your audio the whole time. My apologies, everyone. I'm working on. There it is. Ooh, I feel very silly indeed.
Today's been kind of frantic. Starting with our awakening, figuring that we would have a little bit of extra time to get everything done, and then realizing that our timepieces did not account for today being daylight savings time in this part of the United States. So instead of having like 15 extra minutes, we had 45 minutes less. That was the sound of the starting gun, and we're off! But yeah, today's not-for-profit is Doctors Without Borders. Doctors Without Borders operates in over 70 different countries, helping people who are suffering the slings and arrows of outrageous misfortune caused by both war and natural disaster, of which there has been far too much. So, if you can afford to, please give them some love. Links are in the description. If you can't, well, please consider giving them a signal boost. Because let's face it, that's what I'm doing. Alright, our story so far. It's been months. I really appreciate the recap. The Professor and Luke make their way successfully to Reinhold Manor, where they meet Lady Dahlia. But before they can start talking, a loud noise startles Lady Dahlia's cat, Claudia, who runs off. The Professor and Luke are now forced to find the missing feline. No, this wasn't something they just did because they wanted to help. They were forced to do it. Oh, and I almost forgot. The eagle-eyed amongst you will notice this is a slightly different take on the game than we did last time. I don't know where it went. We searched for it, but we were playing the British/European release, which is generally considered to be much more challenging, and it's the original version. Couldn't find it anywhere. We were forced to search for it on the internet. Like a missing feline. And if we had only thought to have the appropriate bait, it might have come to us. But we did not. So this is... I'm going to be picking up with the localized version instead. You'll notice a few differences here and there. Partially that it's gone from metric to imperial measurements. And partially that apparently the localizers thought that the original puzzles were just too challenging for those stupid colonials. So, kind of like Harry Potter and the Philosopher's Stone became the Sorcerer's Stone. Same basic principle. So, yeah, being forced to find the missing feline. So, yeah, we're rolling with the American version of the game, and the American feline, who incidentally, I was only able to attract by getting old fish bones and attracting her with those. And P.S. the mind recoils in horror. Like, here, pussycat, have some sticky old fish bones. No, I don't expect you to survive this. Alright, let's see here. Alright, so... I have new entries here and there. There's the puzzle index, the saving prompt, the painting that I am slowly assembling. Yeah, Izzy the Fool says that he doesn't think the versions are all that different in terms of difficulty, but there are some puzzle differences. Yeah, apparently, those of you who may remember that I did the hands of the clock, apparently there was a concern about, oh, well, Americans couldn't understand an analog clock, we'll need to make it digital. So, okay, the golden apple, noise, the crank, unsolved mysteries, okay, I'll worry about that later on. Back to chasing Claudia. Claudia found. It was a long struggle that cost Luke some scratches to his face and perhaps his pride, but we finally managed to catch Claudia. Well, that's already different than what I remember. I think now it will be appropriate to make our way back to the mansion and inform Lady Dahlia of our success. And then that's when we encountered, that's when we encountered the inspector. who informed us there had been a murder. Dun dun dun. I have gizmos. Just what are you constructing, you may ask? That's a secret. Interesting. Alright. And the inn. You can place furnishings you've collected in either Luke's or Professor Layton's room. Tap and drag to move an item. When you move an item, it appears in the room in which you placed it at the top of the screen. The actual location of an item within the room is decided for you. Oh, that's rather cool. Both Luke and Professor Layton will comment on how the furnishing of their rooms is coming along. Your goal is to arrange the ideal living space for both of them. You can check how they feel about the rooms by tapping their icons. Each time you obtain a new item, you'll be asked which room to put it in. You can always go back and change the layout of items, so don't think too hard about their locations. If you get a new item when one of your rooms is full, it will be sent to the room with the remaining space. Interesting. When both Luke and the Professor are completely satisfied with their living quarters, something good will happen. Okay. Stool would not look very comfy to sit on. Yeah, something to worry about later. So that's what the suitcase does. And I have a shoe. Oh, that means I'm traveling. Alright. Okay. Well, you look like you're sweating. Let me talk to the sweating bear in the corner here and see what he has to say for himself. Imagine a murder in this very house. It brings a chill to my spine, it does. You're a detective, are you not? Do hurry and find the monster that did this. Yeah, immediately, isn't it full? He did it. He's guilty. He did it. He did it. Okay, I'll admit that was my first thought, too. My good sir, I am no detective. But I agree that your concerns are certainly warranted. No one is safe until that criminal is behind bars. My sentiments exactly. I just don't understand it. Simon could be snide, but he wasn't the type to be hated. Gordon? Yes, he was. If the criminal was after my brother's fortune, I could very well be this fiend's next target. Ah, that's what your concern is. You have a point. If we narrow the motive to stealing the Reinhold fortune, there are a few potential suspects. Good gracious! You don't think I'd do something like this now? My good sir, I suspect everyone here, even myself. Simon and I got along very well, I'll have you know. He wasn't very close with Augustus, though. Oh, pointing fingers, are we? You know, all this talk of families has me contemplating a puzzle I once heard. Of course it does. Puzzle! Number 027, Bickering Brothers. This puzzle is worth 40 pickerats. Holy crap. Okay, here we go. 6 brothers have gathered around a table to eat dinner. Each of the brothers is prone to fighting with the siblings directly above and below him in age, and can't be seated next to either of them. Also, brothers 3 and 5 got into an argument the other day and refused to sit next to each other. The oldest brother, brother 1, has already sat down at the big table and is waiting on the others to start eating. Can you find a seating arrangement that will keep everyone from fighting with each other? Okay, so this is kind of like the chicks and wolf challenge. It's a matter of logistical arrangement. You can't really lose on this one. So I'm going to start out just by kind of playing around with the idea. Nope, that won't work, because no matter where I put 4, he'll be next to 3. But if I exchange 2 and 3, then I could put 4 here. Oh, no, 3 and 5 can't be next to each other. Can I move 1? Okay, 1 is immobile. Okay, but for the fact that 3 and 5 are next to each other, this looks good to me. So 3 and 5 can't be next to each other, and none of them can be in anything resembling a consecutive order. So, tricky. So, yeah, I'm just going to play with this for a little bit while I percolate. Let's see. I do like the music in this game. It's very nice. Yeah, and for gentle viewers and listeners, yeah, if you're using third-party software so that you can watch YouTube without ads or whatever, please be advised. You'll want to update that so that your views will actually count towards the total. That's what I was talking about earlier in the intro. Let's see. 1 being immobile. That's the part that I trip over. So, what if did that and that? No. Nope, because these 2 are consecutive. That won't do. Alright. So, no consecutive numerical coordination. And brothers 3 and 5 cannot sit next to one another. So 3 and 5 are not next to one another. Let's see now. 1 and 6, 6 and 4, up 4 and 3, and 3 and 2. Nope, that won't work. Of course, I can go ahead and swap those around, but then 4 and 5 are consecutive. So, nope, then 3 and 2 are next to each other. But then 3 and 5 are next to each other, and they're in an argument. Alright. So, yeah, this is, as Yul Brynner once said as the king, is a puzzlement! This calls for more tea. One moment. god, that is so good. Nice strong peppermint tea with hazelnut creamer. So good. Alright, let's see if that little bit of tea helped make me a bit more intellectually agile where puzzles are concerned. Let's see. See that? And then... Nope, I'm just boxing myself into a corner at that point, because these two... No. What about... And see, it's tempting to try to do that, but then I have 3 and 5 next to each other again. And that just won't do. I could swap 2 and 5, but then 2 and 3 would be next to each other, so consecutive seating is still a problem. And if I swap 5 and 6, then 5 and 4 are next to each other. It's a shame that one cannot be moved. But that's just the way of such things, apparently. So, let's see now. Let's see here. Nope. There's so much wrong with this one. Let's see. And here, of course, you have the problem that 5 and 3 are next to each other. And, I feel like there's something very obvious that I've fallen into a pattern. And it's kind of like sword fighting. If you fall into a pattern, it can be very difficult to break out of it. Let's see. It wasn't the fact that 3 and 4 are next to each other. This one might not be bad. Not a bad arrangement necessarily. Let's see. No, can't have 3 and 5 next to each other. I am so close, and yet so far. Okay, so 3 and 5 are not next to each other. Oh, 5 and 6 are, though. That won't work. So, no, that's no solution. Let's see. Yeah, this reminds me a little bit of the old Rubik's Cube puzzle. Because, you can't solve it in just one move. You have to play with it a little bit. So let's see now. No consecutive numbers. Yeah, and Izzy the Fool suggested swapping 3 and 4. So, yeah. So, yeah, the problem is 3 and 4 are next to each other still at that point. But, no, I can't swap 2 and 3 because then 3 and 5 are next to each other, and they had that row that they got into No more hints, though. We puzzle this through. Nope, C3 and 5 are next to each other at that point. So that won't work. Yeah, there's no one move that's going to solve this at this point. Again, it's like, I have the L shape on the Rubik's Cube. I'm so close. But there are still multiple steps left to go. So my thought is... Alright, so let's up 3 and 5 are next to each other. It'd be perfect if not for that. So... what if... Nope, 3 and 4 are next to each other. So if I do that... Okay, 3 and 5 are not next to each other. 1, 3, 6, 4, 2, 5, 1. I think I have it solved. 1 and 3 are next to each other, and that doesn't violate the rules. 1 and 5 are next to each other. 5 and 2, 3 and 6, 6 and 4, 4 and 2. Okay. I don't see any point where this violates the parameters that have been put forth. I am a little dyslexic, so I'm triple and quadruple checking. But it looks like this should be solved. 3 and 5 are not next to each other. There are no consecutive numbers next to each other. Okay. So I'm going to submit this.
How does this sound?
Aha!
Save the day!
Huzzah! Good job! Set the boys as shown and there shouldn't be any trouble. The mirror image of this seating arrangement is also a valid answer. Finally, a meal in peace. Oh yes, so that's the answer. Thank you for clearing up that puzzle, but we're still no closer to finding Simon's killer. I assure you I had nothing to do with it, so please go out and find the real murderer. Yeah, the civilians who want to insert themselves into the investigation, sorry, they tend to become the top of the list of suspects. Of course. I understand your position. It appears I'm a suspect too. I'll find out what I can. You got a strange gizmo. Yay, strange gizmo. Puzzle 027, Bickering Brothers, is now in the puzzle index. Now to ask more about the murder. I'm looking for coin. Could this be another Reinhold family portrait? Ah, a hint coin. Excellent. I sense I'm going to need those later on. Poor Simon, murdered right here. I'm absolutely terrified. The chandelier cast a lovely warm glow. All right. You there, old butler. Buttle on over here if you would. I need to ask you things. Matthew, did you notice any strange characters around the manor at the time of the incident? Not a soul, I'm afraid. I didn't even know about Master Simon until Inspector Chelmy showed up. And where is Simon's body now? I didn't see this, but I was told that the inspector carried the body out shortly after arriving. I see. Well, it looks like for the moment we're without a lead on this case. Ah, but you know, I found this in the room where Master Simon's body was discovered. What is this? I'm sorry to say I have no idea, but I thought it might be a clue, so I made sure to hold on to it. Okay, wait. Wait. Somebody's been murdered. You found what you thought was a clue, and your first instinct was to make sure that the police didn't get a hold of it. Oh, you have such faith in the gendarmes. Amazing. It's a cog so small that one could search the room and miss it. Look, it has an engraving. Aha! Of course, the hammer and sickle. The communists did it! Dropped cogs was added to your list of mysteries. Okay, actually no, it's a hammer and a wrench, but a small cog? Now that you mention it, I know a puzzle about an object that almost fits that description. What? Are you joking? No, let me try that again. He's not the voice breaking type. What? Are you joking? I think that was pretty close to the voice that he had. A puzzle? At a time like this? This puzzle is worth 30 picarats. Puzzle number 028. Find the dot. You're holding an 8-pointed shape with a red dot on it. If you hold the shape so that the red dot is in the position shown in diagram A, and then flip it over, you'll see a black dot as depicted below. Okay, so flipping it not vertically but horizontally. Now, assuming you're holding the shape as shown on the left side of diagram B, where will the black dot be when you flip the shape over? Draw a circle around where you think the black dot should go. Oh no. Okay. Spatial relations. Alright. I could do this. I can do this. I can do this. So the dot, so the black dot is actually here before it gets flipped. It's just here on the other side. And then you flip it, and of course it ends up over here, as is. Okay, I don't know if you guys can see the cursor, but the black dot was in the corner that points to the right when it's face down, which means it's pointing directly left when face up. Or to put it another way, it's 2 positions clockwise, and then it flips over. So, in diagram B, 2 positions clockwise would be, if this were a compass, it'd be southwest. And therefore, if it's flipped, then it should be the southeast corner. If I'm imagining this correctly. Okay, I should be able to draw a circle. There we go. So, there. Yeah. That looks right to me. How does that look to the rest of you? As if the dot before being flipped over was 2 locations clockwise, then it would still be 2 locations clockwise, and then rotating it would mirror image it from left to right position. And so it should be in the position that I have circled here. Does that look right to anybody in the chat? 'Cause I'm gonna say, if I don't see blood-curdling screams in the chat to the contrary, I'm gonna say that's my answer. It's logical, but that doesn't necessarily mean it's right. Logic doesn't necessarily mean you're right. Sometimes it just means that you can be wrong with authority. My logic seems sound to Izzy the Fool, who is multitasking. All right, I'm submitting my answer. Yes. Yes, that looks right. Every way that I imagine this and I'm checking my work, it looks right. Here we go. Yes! Yes! All right. Oh, I was really unsure about that one. I was like, I was like, okay, this logically should be right. But spatial relations, man. Is there something I'm missing? No, it turns out there's not. That's right. Take a look at the diagram for the answer. Okay, yeah, I had it completely correct. Look at that. Look at me go. My apologies, but I'm afraid I don't know anything that would aid your investigations. I still imagine this guy as John Cleese, of the Ministry of Silly Walks. Except he has a beard, and less hair. And he's not tall enough. Not at all, says Professor Layton. This small gear is more than enough for us to go on. But I do wonder why you're giving this to us. I believe you're a good man, Professor. I'm confident you will put the whole of this puzzle together. I appreciate the vote of confidence, Matthew. You got a strange gizmo. Puzzle 028, Find the Dot, is now in the puzzle index. Oh, yeah, now the inspector is here glowering at me. He just came into the room and he's staring. Oh man, he does not look happy. This is not a happy inspector. This is that thing that's the opposite of a happy inspector. Oh well, let us see what is on his so-called mind. Is this everyone who was present at the site of the crime? The site of the crime? I believe we are missing Ramon, sir. Ramon! Where is he? And what on earth is he doing? Says Lady Dahlia. Matthew, fetch Ramon at once. To be honest, madam, thinking on it, I've not seen Ramon for a few hours now. To which the sweaty man says, Aha! Chelmy says, What? Don't tell me he was taken as well. Taken? No. Hold on a moment. He's a suspect too. Perhaps he fled the scene of his crime. Taken, Detective Chelmy. That's an interesting way of putting that. I'm curious. Lady Dahlia says, Where could he be at a time like this? What if the murderer got Ramon too? I'm not sure if it's Ramon or Ramon. I'm going with Ramon for now. Ask about the murderer. Well... Hey! Where did Lady Dahlia go? I believe Madam has retired to the adjoining room to relax on her own. Yeah, Izzy the Fool says, I'm pretty sure it's pronounced Ramon. You're probably right. She's a strong woman, but it's only natural she'd need to rest after a terrible event like this. Layton. Very well then, would you please let her know that I have something I'd like to talk to her about? But of course, Professor. Please wait here. Lady Dahlia might act like an ice queen, but I guess even she was shaken by today's events. Luke, if you wish to ever become a true gentleman, you'll need to start showing a little more sensitivity. Oh, of course, Professor. I apologize. That was wrong of me. Madam will see you now. Just head back through that doorway on the left. Yay, hint coin. And because of the nature of... Dude, 2 hint coins. The lady's loaded. Those are some posh curtains. What a lovely vase. Those flowers look like they came from the garden. Oh, I'd better make sure I don't knock that over. Hint coin. I am wealthy in hint coins. I may need those later. Alright, now that I've sacked the room... Excuse me, Lady Dahlia. Now that I've tossed your private dwelling like a Caesar salad, I would like to ask you a few questions about the murder, please. Oh, PCs can be such jerks. Alright, here we go. Layton. Lady Dahlia, I have a deep suspicion this murder is connected to the mystery of the golden apple. What? It's too early to say for sure, but I think it's highly probable the two matters are linked. And do you think that Ramon is somehow involved in all this? Potentially, yes. However, as of yet, we don't have enough information to draw any solid conclusions. I see. Oh, man. That is such a pained expression. Or perhaps one of tightly controlled rage. If that's the case, I have a request for you, Professor. Find Ramon and bring him back here to me. It sickens me that I am being considered a suspect in this brutal crime. I must prove my innocence at once. As you wish, Lady Dahlia, we will ask around town to see what we can find. I appreciate your help, Professor. Well then, I'll be awaiting the good news in the parlor. Chapter 3, The Missing Servant. Combe Saint Mystere for clues about Ramon's disappearance. Save your progress. Yes. Overwrite the file. Yes. Okay. Hmm? Aw. Look at this picture. What is it, Professor? Oh, isn't that Lady Dahlia? She's holding a baby. That baby must be Baron Reinhold's daughter, then. Flora was her name, wasn't it? Gosh, what a cute baby. Lady Dahlia hasn't changed much, has she? You know, Luke, they say true beauty never ages. I suppose so, Professor. But even so, it makes me wonder. Maybe we could ask Lady Dahlia about it. Yeah, immediately go in, start asking a lady about her age. I'm just poking around, see if there's anything that transplanted that's new. Doesn't look like it. I'd like to look at that photograph again, but I cannot. Well, those of you who are watching can always back up and pause. But anyway. Ah, Lady Dahlia is there comfortable, and the inspector is there still seething. Oh my god, look at him. He's just staring at me, breathing. I sense I'd better fortify myself for the upcoming confrontation with another bit of tea. Oh, that is so good. Ah, this tea was such a good idea. This game was such a good idea. All right, Inspector. Here I am. By the way, Mr. Layton, I hear you're something of a puzzle connoisseur. This puzzle was popular in London when I left. I wonder if you have what it takes to solve it. Ah, 5 suspects. This puzzle is worth 20 picarats. 5 suspects are called into police headquarters for questioning. They give the following statements. A. 1 of the 5 of us is lying. 2. 2 of the 5 of us are lying. Sorry, B. 2 of the 5 of us are lying. C. I know these guys and 3 of the 5 of us are lying. D. Don't listen to a word they say. Out of the 5 of us, 4 are lying. E. All 5 of us are dirty, rotten liars. The police only want to release the suspects who are telling the truth. How many people should they let go? Oh, now this is an interesting one. What a lovely little conundrum. Now, unfortunately... Oh, Professor Chelmy has a thick cockney accent in most dubs. So if you've got what it takes, says Izzy the Fool, feel free to attempt one with his dialogue. Oh, okay. Anyone living anywhere in the British Isles, I apologize ahead of time for making your brain bleed with my attempt at cockney. But sure, I'll give it a shot. Let's see now. 1 of the 5 of us is lying. Well, okay. What do they mean? Do they mean only one of us, only two of us? Or do they mean one of us, but the rest could be lying too? All five of us are dirty, rotten liars, of course, cannot be true because then the person saying it would be caught in a paradox. The person who looks at you and says, I am lying. Is he lying or is he telling the truth? Well, mostly he's just giving you gibberish. So, alright, one of the five of us is lying. Did they mean only one, or did they mean one among the five? Because that changes everything. Now, D out of the five of us, four are lying, could be telling the truth, assuming D was the one who was telling the truth. E is definitely not telling. E should definitely stay there. I'm getting tripped up by semantics. I know these guys and three of the five of us are lying. If that is true, then C and D are both telling the truth. Okay, I'm going to go for a hint because I'm not sure what they mean by what they're saying. Unlock a new hint? Yes. Okay, so it starts out telling me what I already know. Unlock a new hint? Yes. If A's statement is true, then three other people should not be saying the same thing as A. Could be saying the same thing as A. That is not the case, so A is a liar. Okay, so what they mean is exactly one or only one. Only two, not two among. Okay, okay. If B is telling the truth, two other suspects should say the same thing as B. Once again, that's not the case, so B must be lying. So, and logically, because we're dealing with exact numbers rather than numbers among, then I know these guys and three of the five of us are lying. If that's true, then there would have to be two people who are telling the truth. But D disagrees with C. One of them has to be lying. And logically it would need to be D that's telling the truth. Because C cannot be telling the truth due to the conflict with D's statement. Therefore, one person is telling the truth. And that is suspect D.
That should do it.
And there we are.
Has an answer.
That's right. Every suspect accused a different number of people. If anyone was telling the truth, it had to be one suspect, more or less. The only suspect whose statement fits that condition is D. Looks like he's a free man now. Humph. I suppose I should have given you a tougher puzzle to solve. All my gentle viewers and listeners who are anywhere near the British Isles, I'm so sorry. You do best to use that brain of yours to find that golden apple everyone is a buzz about. Me and Dick Van Dyke, man. Holy crap. You got a strange gizmo. Puzzle 029, five suspects, is now in your puzzle index. Lady, I pay my respects to you before I depart. Also, pardon me, but we happened upon an adorable picture of you and your daughter Flora a moment ago. I beg your pardon? The picture of you holding a baby, the one that sits in the next room. I'm sorry, but you must be mistaken. I've never had any children. Huh? My apologies, madam. I must have been mistaken. At any rate, time is of the essence here. Go find Ramon and bring him back, would you? If that's not Lady Dahlia in the photograph, then who on earth could it be? I think we'd do well to ask the butler a few questions. Perhaps he can clear this up for us. You there. Ah, Matthew, do you have a moment? Certainly, sir. How can I help? It's about the picture of Lady Dahlia upstairs. The one of her holding a small child. Ah, yes. About that old picture. That's not Lady Dahlia, I'm afraid. It's a picture of Baron Reinhold's former wife. But I certainly understand why you would mistake one for the other. They were virtually identical in their appearance, their gesture, and even in the way they moved. So that photo isn't of Lady Dahlia, but of an earlier wife of the Baron. Wow! Imagine finding someone who looks that much like you. What are the odds? Is there a chance the two were relatives of one another? I've never heard anything to suggest as much, sir. It just happened one day. The Baron arrived home, and at his side was Lady Dahlia. I'm sorry to say that's all I really know about the matter. Not at all. You've been most helpful. Thank you, Matthew. How odd! The more I hear, the stranger the whole affair starts to sound. Lady Dahlia was added to the list of mysteries. Ah, hint coin. Excellent. Could this be another Reinhold family portrait? Yes, they all could be. Coins, 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 coins! I feel like a mummy in a classic Scooby-Doo episode. Coin, 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 coin. Another hint coin. Excellent. I wonder if the Baron has any of my favorite books there. Oh look, all the old Rutabaga stories. Flora Reinhold. Baron Augustus Reinhold. Oh well. Hello, Putty Tat. What do you have there? Oh, it's his glasses. It's Ramon's glasses. Holy crap. Hmm? Rawr, says Claudia. Those are Simon's glasses. Oh, Simon's glasses. My mistake. But how on earth did they end up here? This could be a key clue in the investigation. I think it best if we brought this to Inspector Chelney. What's the matter, Mr. Layton? Inspector, take a look at these. These glasses belonged to Simon. We found them out in the garden. What the? I imagine they simply fell off the body when it was being carried out of the village. Okay, that does not speak well of your CSI people. Besides, if you have enough time to manage the village lost and found, shouldn't you be searching for the Reinhold inheritance or whatever it is you're supposed to be doing? Oh, you're a charmer. Of course, if you continue to interrupt my investigation, I have some ideas about what you can do. My sincerest apologies, Inspector. I don't like that Chelney one bit. He reeks of smoke, and he's so full of himself, and the way he treats you, Professor, not to mention his terrible accent, it's just too much. Look, my boy, pay it no mind. Think of him as just a dancing monkey, jumping around in his little antics for our amusement. Right now we have other priorities. Let's go ask around town and find Ramon. Let's see now. Wow, can you imagine living in such a massive place? Oops, did not mean to re-enter the place. There we go. One could view the entire village from up there. You know, I'd wager this stream connects to the village outside. You know, when I think of Golden Apple, there's a variety of different things that might be a golden apple. A field of wheat in a roughly round shape could be the golden apple. It could be his daughter, the apple of his eye. The garden's big, but there's not much to look at here. Huh? Look, there's a hole in that boat there. Oh, Professor, that reminds me. Have you ever heard the one about the sinking ship? Puzzle number 013, Sinking Ship. Puzzle is worth 30 picarats. SOS, 15 people are trapped aboard a ship that's going to sink in exactly 20 minutes. Their only chance for survival is the 5-person life raft stowed on the vessel. To make matters worse, the waters around the ship are teeming with man-eating sharks, so swimming to safety is out of the question. A round trip to the nearest island and back to the boat takes 9 minutes on the raft. How many people will live to see dry land? Oh, man. Of course, the problem is, it takes one person, at least, to row the boat back. So, oh man, oh, that's horrible. Thank you, young, bright-eyed youth, for sharing with me your grisly puzzle of the day. Oh, wow, this took a darker turn. All right. Let's see here. So, it takes 9 minutes. So, you can make 3 trips. No, you can make 2 trips. No, you can make 3 trips. Because if you set out and you have 2 minutes left, it doesn't matter for the lifeboat, only for the main ships. You can make 3 trips. Each trip, the first 2 trips, you're going to be dropping off 4 people. Because 1 person has to row back. The last trip, you're going to be dropping off 5 people. Because there's no sense in going back. So a total, by my count, of 13 people will make it to dry land. So let me double check my work here. Yeah. 4. 1 goes back. 4. 1 goes back. 5. Because it's a 5-person life raft. Yeah, you can make 3 trips. So yeah, 13 is the answer.
Luke, here's my answer. Another puzzle.
Correct! Absolutely correct! Nicely done. A moment of silence for the 2 who didn't make it, please. Yeah, that sucks. And how do you decide who the last 2 are going to be? Wow, great answer, Professor. It took me 5 times as long to get that one. Puzzle 013, sinking ship, is now in your puzzle index. Ironically, the puzzle number was also the answer. Well, this is a pretty old woman. Dennis! What? My name is Dennis. Sorry, old Dennis. I'm 23. I'm not old. Agnes. Look at you fretting away there. Whatever's the matter? Sorry to trouble you, but did you see Ramon around here today? He was here until just a while ago. No, I can't say I've seen him today, which is strange. Consider how often he sneaks off on the job. But enough of that. I hear you're quite an ace with puzzles. Would you mind helping me out with a puzzle I've been mulling over? Oh, right now? We're sort of in the middle of something right now, but you insist, I suppose. Puzzle 030. On one-line puzzle 1. The puzzle is worth 30 picarats. Have you heard of one-line puzzles? The idea is to place your pen to paper and draw a shape without lifting your pen from the pad or retracing any part of the line. You can, however, cross lines. Now that you're familiar with the concept, look at the 4 pictures below. One of them cannot be drawn with one line. Which one is it? You must draw a shape without lifting your pen from the pad or retracing any part of the line. You can, however, cross lines. Yeah, it would be this one. Yeah, as an aside, this didn't used to be just a puzzle. It used to be associated with sorcery. There's an old legend about how Merlin was able to entrap a powerful demon by recreating a rune of binding involving the demon's sigil, but he could not remove his stylus from what he was drawing it on, nor could he retrace a line to do it.
That should do it.
Really?
Frankly, I'm ashamed.
Okay. Try again. Okay, so... Oh, I suppose you could with this one. Yeah, I suppose you could with that one. I was thinking too narrowly. So, let's see now. I feel very certain that you could with the car. Well, maybe not. You can cross lines, but you cannot retrace lines. So the wheels are not a problem. No, it would be the car that you couldn't. I was distracted by the wheels. I wasn't looking at the cabin here. Coming up. You're not allowed to retrace your steps. So, yeah, I'm thinking it would be the car, actually. Cross line but cannot retrace. Yeah, the cab/window part is a killer for that one.
There we go.
Really? How would you do that? Alright, I'm obviously missing something. You find a single line that runs out beyond the others. You know you have to start your drawing there, okay. Some points may be the conversion point for several lines. You need to think hard about which line to take in and which line to take out. If your pen is entering a point formed by an even number of lines, you'll always be able to leave the point via another line. Okay. I don't understand why you would be able to draw the car without having to retrace a line. Oh, that is hardly a hint. One of the familiar objects below can't be drawn as a one-line puzzle. You'd be surprised by how easily some of the more complicated pictures can be drawn in one stroke. Great. So hint 3 told me nothing. Hint 2 encouraged me to work it out myself. And hint 1 rephrased the question. So... okay, so, and apparently wait, I used hint coins and the picarettes went down? Did I see that right? Hopefully I just missed something. Yeah, I'm having trouble with this one. I would like to see how... I'd like to see how, within the bounds of the rules put forth, the card would be drawn without retracing any part of the line. I don't understand. Yeah, I don't understand. I'm going to guess the barn house, if the car won't do. But the car was my second choice. The barn house, it just... I don't know.
That should do it.
Really?
Every puzzle has an answer.
Really? Really? Show me how. Okay, okay. That's how. That makes sense. Alright, this is not something that I visualize well. So, yeah. Okay, actually a very easy way to tell whether or not a given picture has been drawn in one stroke. This method will be revealed to you after you solve one more of these riddles. That's some fine work there! Yeah. Multiple coins and points later. I was stuck on this puzzle for I don't know how long! Madam, I do not blame you in the slightest. Ah! You there, boy! I just had a terrible vision of you running into trouble tonight. So be careful out there, all right? Well, that was a welcome piece of news, he says, staring horrified into space. But don't worry about me, because I don't scare easily. You got a strange gizmo. Puzzle 030, one-line puzzle 1, is now in the puzzle index. Okay. Still working on finding Ramon. Ramon? Oh, Ramon? Of course, he doesn't go by Ramon. He's Bunny Wigglesworth now. I found a hint coin. Good thing, too. That last puzzle, frickin'... Honestly, what the deuce? You're going to give me a hint. Give me hints. Well, at least I seem to have made it back in fairly short order. The bread and cheese here are anything but fresh. Yow! Everything in here is caked in dust. Yeah, not a lot of business here, I gather. Oh, look, another candle, Luke. That reminds me. Have you heard this one before? This puzzle is worth 20 picarettes. You have only one match left. You want to light the room with an oil lamp. Start a fire to warm the room and heat your bath water. In order to complete all of the above actions, which of these should you light first? Well, starting an oil lamp on fire is infinitely easier than lighting a fireplace. It's much more certain, and you can use the fire from the lamp to start the fireplace and to heat the bath water. Of course, they might be thinking in terms of volume rather than ease of lighting. I've actually lit fireplaces before, and lighting an oil lamp is infinitely easier and more guaranteed. Your match might not last starting the fire in the fireplace. So, yeah. Also, an oil lamp itself will light the room. Trust me, when times are hard and nights are cold, you can keep a room warm enough with just a single candle. So, alright, lighting the room with oil lamp. Start a fire to warm the room. Heat your bath water. In order to complete all the above actions, which of these should you light first? Well, realistically, the oil lamp.
I think I've got it.
What?
Embarrassed.
Take a deep breath and think about it. That may not seem like much help, but you can do it. Yeah, see, this is, as I've said, this puzzle is more like a riddle. And the problem with riddles is it's not really a contest of your thinking ability or your knowledge. Yeah, it's a trick question. It's a contest of how well can you think like the person asking the riddle. If they've had different experiences than you, then, you may have a right answer, but it's not the one they're looking for. It's like, all right, I'm thinking of a color. What is it? Yellow? Actually, it's an off yellow. Well, isn't that close enough? No. Which of these should you light first? Oh, for God's sake. Yep, it's a trick question. You light the match first.
How does this sound? Professor, I solved it.
Eat me. That's right. The first thing you need to light is the match itself. Without a fire source, how could you possibly start to take care of the lamp, bath water, or fireplace? Well, actually, you can light a fireplace without a match. You can light any of those things without... It's... Okay, a lot of these puzzles I like. That one was just cheap. Wonderful work, Luke. That is indeed the answer. God, that was awful. I don't see anyone minding the shop at the moment. Or potentially ever. Perhaps we should leave for now. Pine bed. Where will it go? Luke. Luke is in my care. I'm going to take care of him first. I guess the villagers really like beige. Those candies look absolutely scrumptious, don't they? Luke, those candies just gave me a splendid idea for a puzzle. Have a listen to this. Puzzle is worth 30 picarats. Number 32, candy jars. You have 10 jars filled with 50 pieces of candy each. You then pour the candy into small bags and attempt to get half a jar in each bag. Now you have 20 bags of candy. What is the percentage likelihood that there are an average of 25 pieces of candy in a single sack? Oh my god. Okay. Probability calculations. Math. Here we go. Pour the candy into small bags and attempt to get half a jar in each bag. 20 pieces of candy. 20 bags of candy. All right. So 10 jars. 50 pieces of candy each. You then pour the candy into small bags and attempt to get half a jar in each bag. Now you have 20 bags of candy, as opposed to 10 jars. What is the percentage likelihood that there are an average of 25 pieces of candy in a single sack? Sack or bag? Yeah, I guess sack and bag are the same thing here. Yeah, I'm looking over everything twice because of that last puzzle. Alright. Attempt to get half a jar in each bag. Well, if by attempt they mean you do it, the likelihood should be 100%. 50 bags, half a jar in each bag, 20 bags of candy as opposed to 10 jars. You're simultaneously seeking to divide the amount of candy in each container, and you successfully doubled the containers. So the percentage likelihood should be 100%. Going to look at this one more time. Once again, I'm looking for this being some kind of trick question again. Trying to get half a jar in each bag. That's half the pieces, which would be 25. 20 bags of candy to 10 jars, you seem to have succeeded. Should be 100%.
How does this sound?
There we go.
Professor, I solved it!
Very good. The mathematical average of this would be 25 pieces a bag. There we are. Once you discern what the question is saying, the problem's a rather simple one, isn't it? You've got a strange gizmo. Candy jars, now in the puzzle index. Okay, I'm going to go ahead and put together some gizmos real quick. Aha. I must find Ramon. Where would Ramon be? Probably somewhere annoying. Well, I'll ask this fellow if he has seen Ramon. Hey, you two! What are you up to? Let me in on the secret! Oh, I got it. Don't tell me. I told you I got it. Out searching for somebody, huh? Hitting the streets for info, yeah? But sorry, I haven't seen your man. Are you sure you didn't see or hear anything that might help us? No, I got nothing for you. Quit asking me about it, sheesh! I see. Well, in any case, thank you for your time. Oh yeah, and good luck with your crazy search. 2 crazy kids in the crazy search, right? Right. But definitely do not go poking around the tower on the north side of town. Got it? Yeah, you got it. The tower on the north side of town? Says Luke. How do you even get to that part of town? Do you remember that clock tower in the square? I believe we must pass through it to get to the north side of town. Let's go check it out. Okay, so I think the clock tower is that away. So that's the clock tower you were talking about, right, Professor? Yes, quite right. Someone's standing under the entrance. A couple of someones, in fact. It appears to be a clock tower. Yes, thank you. I'm looking for coins. Yes, it's not going to open anytime soon. There seems to be a puzzle embedded in this door. I could have sworn there was nothing there a minute ago. Fascinating. This puzzle appears to be acting as some kind of lock for this door. How delightful! Luke, my boy, why don't you give this puzzle a try? I'm almost certain the door will open if you solve it. Number 58, get the ball out. This puzzle is worth 30 picarats. Can you get the red ball out of the maze? Slide obstructing blocks out of the way to clear a path for the ball. This problem can be solved in as few as 12 moves. Oh dear. Okay. This problem can be solved in as few as 12 moves. Move blocks by sliding them into empty spaces. Alright, well, let's see. Yeah, I'm not doing this in 12 moves, obviously. Let's see here. No, that's not what I needed. Can't rotate that, can I? No, I cannot. Okay. There we go.
I think I've got it. Layton's apprentice saves the day.
Well done. With all those blocks in the way, getting the ball to the goal was harder than you expected, wasn't it? Very nice. The door should open right up now. Puzzle 58, get the ball out. 1 is now your puzzle index. Get the ball out 1. Oh, there's going to be more like that. Oh, no. Granny R's. Hello, Granny R. I found a hint coin. Another hint coin. And I found Granny R. Why, howdy. Do you often find yourself hopelessly, achingly, painfully stuck on puzzles? Well then, Sonny, you've come to the right place. Welcome to Granny Riddleton's Puzzle Shack. Granny Riddleton? Where can we find this lady? Isn't it obvious? She's right in front of you, boy! No wonder you have trouble solving puzzles. Yes, you are gazing at the beautiful and clairvoyant Granny Riddleton, guide to the puzzled puzzlers. Beautiful and clairvoyant? Professor, do you know what she's going on about? Fret not, Luke. Why don't you just let me do the talking here? Sorry to disturb you, Ms. Riddleton, but by clairvoyant, do you mean to say you have psychic powers? Can you do things like, say, pick a criminal out of a crowd, or visualize the location of lost objects? Pshaw, any fortune teller could do that. So what if you could see a few days into the future? Big whoop! My specialty, you see, is puzzles. Puzzles people forget about. Puzzles people miss. Surely you boys have had a few of those, eh? No need to turn red, it happens to the best of puzzlers. What I'd do, you see, is I'd take those poor lost little puzzles and invite them to come stay with me. Wow, so those puzzles that we tried but weren't able to solve, those puzzles are here now. Hee-hee! It looks like you finally figured out what makes me so amazing, boy! Now go ahead and give a knock on the door of that little shack behind me. Inside you'll find rows of cute little jars, each one of them stuffed with a forgotten puzzle. I bet you could find those lost puzzles of yours somewhere in the midst of all my little pretties. Okay. We are kind of in the middle of a missing persons hunt here, but sure. Okay. 5-card shuffle and juice pitchers. Yeah, as aforementioned, we had to move to the localized version, so there's a couple of puzzles that, for the sake of what's the word I'm looking for? Continuity. Were ended up here instead. while Izzy the Fool was recreating my progress to the best of his ability. So let's try 5-card shuffle. This puzzle is worth 30 picarats. 3 of the 4 images shown below are the exact same picture, rotated in a variety of ways. Can you find the odd one out? Okay, so A and B look essentially the same. Yeah, they did not make this obvious, so... let's see. B and C look essentially the same. C and D look essentially the same. Okay, I'm going to have to look at this with a bit more of an eye for detail. Okay. 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 Uh-oh. Oh. Well, let's see now. The A, like, then us, and then it would be up right there. So yeah, I'm just tracing this one card at a time. So from A, the upper left club becomes upper right club, becomes lower right club, becomes lower left club. The ace of spades in the middle is consistent with the rotation that's being shown. So the heart, the upper right heart, lower right heart, lower left heart, upper left heart, that's consistent. The lower right club becomes the lower left club, becomes the upper left club, becomes the upper right club, and the diamond becomes lower left diamond, becomes upper left diamond, becomes upper right diamond, becomes lower right diamond. Right. My symbol recognition is completely betraying me here. Yeah, I don't want to click on a hint because the hint's just going to tell me to do what I'm already trying to do anyway. So, yeah, this is a bit of a stumper. For me, anyway. Again, I have a feeling this is one of those puzzles that I'm having trouble with, and like everybody watching right now is like, oh no, it's obviously this one. I can tell easily. All right. Upper left club rotates in B to upper right club. Is that right? Yeah, rotates in C to lower right club, rotates in D to lower left club. That seems consistent to me. The heart rotates from upper right to lower right to lower left to upper left and is pointing the proper direction the whole way across. The lower right club rotates to lower left club in B. In C, rotates to upper left club. And in D, rotates to upper right club. And wait a minute. Wait a minute. Is that right? That to that. Right. So, yeah, I'm double, triple checking and triple guessing myself now. Yeah, that looks right. And of course, the spade in the middle starts out pointing right, then down, then left, then up. Man. Okay, I'm going to come back to this one later. Solve this puzzle later, yes. Okay. What about juice pitchers? Maybe I can solve that one. It's worth 40. Well, let's see. Here we have an 8-quart pitcher filled with juice, an empty 5-quart pitcher, and an empty 3-quart pitcher. The pitchers are unmarked, and your task is to divide the 8 quarts of juice so that both the 5-quart pitcher and the 8-quart pitcher are each holding exactly 4 quarts. Yeah, I will do this later. We're heading towards the end of today's stream, and I'd like to do a little bit more in the way of progress before calling it a day. Oh, I've been here before. I'll ask him if he has seen the gent in the fancy knickerbockers. Rodney, I hear you've been investigating St. Mystere. Feel free to continue, but stay away from that tower. That place brings misfortune upon the village, and I strongly advise you to keep your distance. Right, well, let's go to the clock tower. Hey there, you've been pretty busy solving puzzles, yeah? If you want to pass through here, you need to have solved at least 12 puzzles first. But it looks like you've already done that. Well, I guess I just lied to you then. If you really want to pass through here, you're also going to have to solve one more puzzle. And then you must cut down the tallest tree in the forest with a herring! Alright, let's see what he has in mind. It's a 20 picarat puzzle, so... Strange dots. Ooh, dice. The dice below look normal enough, but if you look carefully, you should see a pattern start to emerge. Okay. You know the following. A equals 0, B equals 9, C equals 6. So what does D correspond to? Okay, so this is sort of math in that it is still showing relationships through symbolic logic, but the relationship part is on the thin side, so let's contemplate this. So that's 0. Wait. That's 0. That's 9. That's 6. Then that's 3. Those dots are corresponding to the arms of an analog clock. Okay. It's 3. check, double check. Yep, that looks right.
There we go.
There we go.
Puzzle has an answer.
That's right. The dots on each die represent the hands on an analog clock. Way to go! You've earned it, mister, so come on through. Are you still after that scary cat? No, I'm after some Don Knotts-looking mother grabber, actually. We're looking for one of the Reinhold's employees now. He's a man by the name of Ramon. Perhaps you remember him from his The Ghost and Mr. Chicken fame. You haven't seen him about, have you? Ramon, huh? Yeah, I think I might have. Oh, gosh, where'd I see that guy? Maybe you're better off asking someone else. Go ask Lucy. She's standing under the clock tower. You get a strange gizmo. Oh, good. It's a pair of disembodied eyes. Strange dots is now in the puzzle index. We can finally pass through the clock tower to the north side of town. How exciting! I can't wait to see what's in store for us there. Aha! Oh. Okay, I can't tell if that cat is being really mean to the mouse, or if it's just kind of doing a little bit of shiatsu massage to its good friend. It's hard to tell. I found a hint coin. Found a hint coin. There's something a bit bleak and sad about this place. Does someone live here? Best not to run around here. Looks a bit dangerous. We'll ask this lovely young lady if perhaps she has seen Ramon. Hee hee hee. What you doing? I could tell you want to ask me something, but would you mind solving my puzzle first? My little brother and I came up with this one together. This puzzle is worth 40 picarats. Number 37. Brother and sister. The boy and his big sister are sitting around the kitchen table chatting. You know, sis, if I took away 2 years from my age and gave them to you, you'd be twice my age, huh? Well, why don't you just give me one more on top of that? Then I'd be 3 times your age. So just how old is each sibling? Okay, obviously, pretty young. So, let's see now. If the brother was 4... and... no. If the sister was 4... no. Okay. So... yeah, each of their ages is a variable for purposes of this, so... you know, I'm kind of trying to visualize this abacus style. So... if I took 2 years from my age and gave them to you, you'd be twice my age. So if he is 5 and she is 6, yeah, he is 5 and she is 6. No. No. I skipped a step. They're both 5. They're both 5. No. it's easier if he's older than she is, for at least the first part. So, all right, if we took away 2 years from, if we siphoned away 2 years of his life. Okay. Pondering. So, if 10, so that's 8. So if she's 8 and he's 7, then if you took away 2 years from his age and gave him to her, then he would be 5 and she would be 10. But one more than that, he would be 4 and she would be 11. So that doesn't work for the second part of this mystery. So let's see now. What if she's 10 and he's 8? At that point, the first exchange makes her 12 and him 6. But then he'd be 5 and he'd be 11. So they have to be younger than that in order for this math to work properly. So if she's 4 and he's 3 now, if Wayne is big sister, she has to be older than him. So they can't be too young, or else it only works with the first exchange if she is younger than he is. So What if they're both 2 years old and she just happened to be born first because they're twins? No, that doesn't work. So they have to be an even number for the first stage to work. So if they're each 6 years old, then when the first one happens, she's 8 and he is 4. And then the second exchange makes her 9 and him 3. So each of them would be 6 years old. Because if they're both 6, he takes 2 years off of his age and gives them to her. She's 8 and he's 4. And so she has double his age. But if he gives her one more, then she's 9 and he's 3. So she's 3 times his age. So each one of them is 6 years old. Logically, let's go ahead and enter these in here. Submit.
There we go. Another puzzle.
Here we are. That's right. The conditions in the puzzle only work out if both the brother and sister are currently 6. The 2 siblings must have been born within a year of each other. And then it has the... Oh, look, they showed it with little spheres. Cool. Was that too easy for you? Oh well. Hey, you know the guy from the mansion? Ramon? He may look sedate, but boy does he like the nightlife. He's buddies with that party animal Jarvis. Jarvis? I don't believe I know the man. Where might we find him? Well, you see, Jarvis isn't the type to place much value in being, gainfully employed. At this time of day, he's probably lazing around those steps to the north. Just head up north until you hit a fork in the road, and then take the path to the right. Okay, I have to go now. Let's play again later. You got a strange gizmo. Brother and sister is now in the puzzle index. Okay, so... Hey, you guys. Look at that cat, Professor. It's not Claudia, is it? No. On second thought, it is a different cat. Yes, it's an alley cat, and judging by the way he bullies that poor mouse, a rather mean one at that. Ah, yes. Luke, speaking of mice, have you heard this one before? Or you could help the mouse. Just saying. This puzzle is worth 30 picarats, and 1 dead mouse. Mice are famous for their ability to multiply at breakneck speeds. The type of mouse we have here gives birth once a month, birthing 12 babies each time. Baby mice mature and can give birth 2 months after they're born. You picked up one of these darling baby mice at the pet shop and brought it home the day after it was born. In 10 months from now, how many mice will you have? 1, because I only have 1 mouse. It takes 2 mice to divide. Or, no, actually, multicellular organisms multiply. Sorry. This is how you humans do the emotions, right? Yeah, so, I have 1 mouse. Brought it home the day after it was born. There's no way it was preggers. 10 months from now, I'm going to have 1 mouse.
Well, here's my guess.
Correct! Absolutely correct! Your mouse can't birth any babies by itself. Correct. Excellent work, Luke. You got a painting scrap. And apparently the mouse and the cat are gone now, and that just... I don't know, that just doesn't seem to bode well for the mouse. Look, Professor, there's a puzzle hidden here. This puzzle is worth 30 picarats. Alright, I guess I can afford to get a little distracted, but I really need to find Ramon. A worm's dream. This worm's life dream is to make it to the center of the apple. Complete this slide puzzle and help him realize his dream. Ah! Oh, the slide puzzle, it hurts. Okay, oh. Yeah, I'm gonna save this one for later, actually. because I really want to find Ramon. And I can go back to Mistress Puzzle Master and solve it later. Look for Ramon up north. I believe I was told to take the fork to the right. Yeah, not slide puzzles. No. Yeah, I'll do that later on. Oh dear, your fortune for this month looks abysmal. I recommend solving my puzzle if you want to avoid this terrible, potentially gory fate. Dude, what is it with this game today? This is some dark stuff. Puzzle is worth 30 picarets. The one-line puzzle. The idea of one-line puzzles is to put your pen to paper, etc., etc., etc. One of them cannot be drawn with one line. You can cross lines, but you cannot retrace any lines. I hate these puzzles. Okay. Okay, so obviously the glasses can be drawn. No sweat. Okay. The bow, I feel, can be drawn. What about the hat? The hat I'm not so sure about. So... Okay. The hat looks dubious to me. I'm going to leave that, and I'm going to head on to the little building over here. So... Can you guys see the cursor? Can you see the cursor? I don't know if you can see it or not. I'm thinking the houses cannot be... It's either the house or the hat. You can see the cursor. Okay. So the house is tricky. I'm gonna see there and go up. Oh no, that'd be retracing, wouldn't it? What if I started? Yeah, I think the hat, because of the band, I think the hat is not drawable under these rules. The house, I have a feeling it can be, and it's just that I'm not visualizing it properly. I think the hat is the one that just isn't going to... I think the hat's the one that's not going to work. Whoops. The game is being very generous when it considers that to be a circle. All right.
I think I've got it.
Hey, I got it right.
Save the day.
Look at me go. All right. Yeah. Yeah, if the intersection contains an even number of lines. My, that was quick. Were you that scared of a month's worth of bad luck? Oh, you're our little ray of bitter sunshine today, aren't you, Agnes? Well, I'm sorry to say that there's nothing you can do to change fate. You'll just have to tough it out. Gosh, thanks. What a nice old lady. Maybe she'll get hit by a truck. Okay, I believe I was supposed to go north at the fork. I mean, right, and go up the stairs. Who are you? Gerard. Oh, hello there. Say, Sonny, you haven't seen a big coin around here, have you? I could have sworn that I dropped a lovely one somewhere nearby. See, I always seem to be losing things nowadays, and replacing them gets mighty expensive. Dude, I just want to find Ramon. I've become quite a penny pincher. I don't suppose you'd mind advising me on a tiny money matter, would you? I suppose not. I just want to find the guy. This puzzle is worth 30 picarettes. Number 41, spare change. Our open coins were arranged as shown below. As you pull the ends of the rope out to the left and right, the rope will draw taut and push the coins to either side. Assuming you only get to keep the coins that end up on the top half of the rope, how many coins will you have? Oh my god, I'm dying over here! Well. This looks awful. Not gonna lie. Okay. So, by my reckoning, it looks like, generally, if it has a curve of rope that loops over, it's gonna tend to pull it down. If it has a loop that goes under it, it's gonna tend to pull it up. This is my dream. This is my nightmare. But I'm gonna go for a hint. Because I'm really having trouble visualizing this one. I only have 27 hint coins left, but I feel like a big spender today. You just need to be diligent and count up those coins. Give me the other one. Trace the rope with your fingers, you count the coins. If you fill in the area that will travel upward when the rope is taut, you should be able to get an answer without too much work. So basically, hint 1 and hint 2 both just told me, by the way, this is a puzzle. Dope it out. Thanks for the sour persimmons, cousin. Oh man, okay. So pure visualization then. Let's see here. Well, yeah, I don't know. Yeah, just tracing it is gonna let me figure this out, huh? Huh. That one's going to be pulled down. That one's going to be pulled down, I think. That one won't, but that one will. That one's getting pulled down. Yeah, this looks like the diagram for Snit's Revenge. Is that getting pulled up or down? I think it's getting pulled down. I think it's getting pulled down. I think that's the only one that's going to be pulled up. I think it's that one. One. I'm going to say one.
That should do it.
And incorrect.
I suppose I thought.
Be patient and work steadily toward finding a solution. Because goodness knows, we're not giving you any hints. Oh, man. Oh, wait, there's one. There's two. Three. Four. Bugger every possible kind of goat. Can I just carry on and do all the counting later? Solve this puzzle later, yes. That's it, some help you are. Bite me. Wonder if maybe I can get a few coins back around here. Yeah, there's one. Terribly quiet around here. I'd even say it's eerily quiet. Okay, well, carrying onward. Ah, now that, I think, is the gentleman I'm looking for. Not a soul seems to live here. Give me coin! I just wasted 2 coins getting absolutely no help whatsoever. Want more coin? Climbing up there seems dangerous. Yeah, I'll tell you what's dangerous. Taking away my coins! Coins, 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 coins! Alright, fine. Jarvis. Found him! Let me tell you, lately St. Mystere has become a dangerous place. Case in point, I haven't seen Ramon since yesterday. Is that rascal missing or something? I don't know why people are disappearing, but recently they just vanish. Poof! You can't walk the streets alone. I don't know why Jarvis is from Jersey. It just kind of happened. Layton. Really? Could you please elaborate a bit more on what you know of these mysterious disappearances? I can't say I know the particulars on the subject. Seems to me the only folks vanishing were the ones complaining of feeling sick or tired. Shucks, I don't really, remember much about it. You'd probably have better luck talking with Zapone about stuff like this. I hear he's in the know about pretty much everything. Zapone, you say? Where might we find this person? Who's a wazza? You mean you didn't bump into him on the way here? He's a slouchy guy with that fancy little mustache. You'll know him when you see him. Wow, it sure is hard to catch a lead on this case. The day is far from over, Luke. Let's see what else we can find out by asking around. Village disappearances was added to your list of mysteries. Hey there, you two. Can I get you two to help an old man save some money? Yes. And, oh. Yeah, okay. Okay. Solve this puzzle later. Yeah, we'll solve it later. So, that is the froopy man with the mustache that we are seeking. Zapone. What's this? Yes, it's just as I suspected. I can tell from here, sir. You have something you want to ask me, no? Don't even try to hide it, sir. It's in your eyes. And ask you may, after you solve this puzzle for me. This puzzle is worth 20 picarets. Here is an overhead view of a cluster of tropical islands. As you travel from start to goal, your objective is to visit every island exactly one time. The island folk say this can be accomplished with the addition of a single, straight bridge. The only other rule is that your bridge can't cross over any pre-existing bridge. So, where should your bridge go? Okay. Yeah, unless I get a massive break in the case, I'm going to be signing off after this one for the day. Let's see now. Visiting every island. Once. Can be accomplished with the addition of a single straight bridge. And it doesn't say that I can't. Let's see. Right there. I would put it right there.
There we go. Critical thinking is the key to success.
There we go. Now get out there and enjoy that island paradise. Just as I suspected, a fellow detective. Your skills at problem solving are formidable, sir. Dare I say, they approach my own? It's the eyes, I say. They never lie. And when they do, I know. Looking into the mysterious disappearances around the village, are you? Well, let me give you my take on this situation. Well, Is something the matter? Ah yes, now I remember. If it's rumors you're after, take a tip from a fellow detective and go ask Crouton. Crouton? He owns a restaurant in town. And I got a strange gizmo. Okay, so where is the fecking restaurant? Okay. Yes, I'm going to call it here for today. Since Inspector Clouseau has given me as much help as he can, and it seems that there's a great deal left to do before I even come close to finding Ramon, much less solving the strange disappearances, which could be anything from kidnappings to just people needing to take a day spa and chill out for a while. So, we shall return to the lovely little village of Saint Mystere another time. But before we go, I'd like to take this opportunity to thank all of our patrons, present and future, with special thanks to Cryptid Rhea and Guinevere, and most of all, special thanks to my personal savior, Laughing Gremlin. This channel could not be what it is without your support. Thank you. And if you would like to support what we do, please consider becoming a patron at patreon.com/Coyote de la Mancha. And when you do, please let me know via email or Patreon message if there's a particular color in which you would like to have your name displayed. Alternatively, you can give a one-time gift at kofi.com/Coyote de la Mancha. And finally, a huge thank you to all of you who are circulating the links. The signal boost really helps. So, until next time, frickin' Ramon, what the hell? Until next time, always remember, Dick Van Dyke should never be your go-to for a good cockney accent. And I will see you, gentle viewers and listeners, sometime again.